reason I don't really care if they make fun, because there has to be like one group that makes fun of another for it to even be a valid group, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but like if you make fun of someone, that's either two things that's gonna happen. One, they don't have like a group or a hobby that they like, you know, or don't understand their
Yeah.
own hobbies. Or two, they legit think it's dumb because they think their hobby is fucking more, much better than theirs.
The way this girl was saying it is basically that it's a dumb thing to do and you shouldn't do it or something like. It was basically on the
That's
lines of
like
that is how she
saying
treated me.
that that's like telling a murderer, "Yo, that's a dumb thing. You shouldn't do that."
Yeah,
What
and
the fuck?
I think she only did it because I was the only one that like embraced like I don't know if anyone else watches it, but it's because like I actually wear like stuff shows I like and like I was wearing anime stuff and like
Yeah.
because I like the show, but like that's not everything I wore.
Mhm.
And one of the things I said to her was like, uh, I was like, you don't have to make fun of me because you think like anime is my life and stuff, and like it's so dumb that you
It's
make fun
more of
of
a hobby than
people
a lifestyle.
even though like you don't know how many people like talk behind your back, and she shut up so fast. I'm like, yeah, I mean, talk like just cause I'm like the stereo, like I look and act like the person that doesn't talk. Dude, trust me, this was a bad day for you to talk back to me. Like I will talk about what I think.
Mhm.
Like if someone gets on my nerve enough,
Yeah.
I will talk back. It's just I don't do it because I want to be on everyone's good side.
Mhm.
I want to be like this. It'll be a dumb reference, but as all teachers say, I want to be treated like like how I treat people.
Yeah.
Like I want to treat them nice, so I like if they need help, I'll be there. If I need help, they'll be there. Hopefully, but
Well,
I treated her nice, but I don't know what her problem is.
Mason had like, okay, so the way you brought something up that I completely agree with. You treat other people as human beings. You don't have to
Yeah,
sit there and like
and what?
treat them any other way.
Yeah, like they're humans. Everyone does
Mhm.
something different. Like
Mhm.
uh, half of our school games. Like,
Yeah.
no, you don't make fun of that, but yet the one person that watches anime is apparently the bad person.
Yeah.
So, like, what the hell?
Well,
And, like, no one helped me, no one defended her. I'm like, come on, dude, like, feels
see,
like no one in South. Oh, sorry, you go.
well, I mean, you go ahead. I was just about to go off into another topic. So if we're going to continue this topic, just finish up your thing. So.
Alright, so, what I was going to say is it feels like where I'm from, I'm not gonna include where
Mhm.
I'm from. But it's like people don't embrace who they are. It feels like they don't go to their
It's
full
very
extent.
closed off.
I, yeah, I do. Like I wear, I act like what I like to do. Like I do what I like to do, and
Yeah.
that's like people I know like
You're being
don't do that.
yourself.
Yeah,
You're not
and then
hiding what you.
I get so many comments on me being like quote unquote emo because I'm used to long hair, but trust me, you don't want to see me with short hair. Like trust. But like I have long hair and I wear black clothes. Like, sorry, it's my style. That makes me emo.
Yeah.
Like, how? But yeah, it's whatever. Okay, you go.
Um, Mason has a problem with like not treating people like people, and
Yeah,
I think y'all have seen it firsthand in party chats.
yeah,
It's very adamant that he doesn't have that skill. He does not have that skill. Uh,
yeah. It's not a people person,
yeah, he's not
as some people would
like
put
a
it.
person that can just sit down with like a brand new face and just talk to them without making fun of them or anything. Like he constantly has one problem, and that is just treating people not right. You know,
Yeah, which I mean,
uh,
sometimes you grow up in like the wrong household,
yeah.
and it's like that. Like, I don't know if it's him, but
No,
I
that's
know
just
some
him
people that are.
himself. That's just him himself. I think whenever with Mason, how he is, it's. I think. I think he just has a lot of prejudice.
Yeah, like
Like
he
just
thinks he's
yeah,
not to be rude, but he
he's
thinks he's like the
self-centered.
higher up ish,
He's
basically.
self-centered
Yeah,
or narcissistic, whatever you want to call it.
narcissistic or yeah, something
Yeah, it like
on the lines of that.
only thinks about himself in any
Yeah.
regard. Damn it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
basically narcissistic.
But when it's like whenever we were at Florida, I like or let me first tell you what I believe. I don't believe in being gay or whatnot like that, but I'll treat people as people. You know,
Yeah,
don't
just because of their
yeah
just because of their sexuality or like race, they shouldn't be treated differently.
yeah. It's
I
they're a
mean,
person, which I
yeah,
understand. Like if they're sitting there screaming at you without like having a decent conversation, and they're just constantly screaming at you, I understand where you come from. Like that is unacceptable. Like you should be able
yeah.
to sit down and have a conversation without them screaming over you. Like me and you, we're sitting here having a conversation.
Mhm.
But my belief is I don't want to know what happens in the bedroom.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. Like,
You know,
what happened? Like,
if you tell me you're gay, all right, cool. Also,
tell
when
me
it comes to
what
pronouns,
you
I
do.
don't give a shit.
Yeah, I was gonna on that topic. I was gonna say something like, if you're a they them, but like a guy or like a she her, and you're a guy, like I'm gonna call you like,
If
uh,
I see you
I'm
in
gonna call
blue
you
jeans,
basically.
a white shirt, or and like a wife beater shirt, people
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about. I faked you out with that fucking second. All right.
But it's like, even if you wear a dress as a guy, I'm still
hmm
gonna call you a guy because
Yeah, because
I
you're
don't,
sitting
I
there with
don't
a
know
beard.
you. Like, I don't know you. Like, if you're
Yeah.
new and you're like wearing a dress and you're a she them and like, oh, I'm
hmm
sorry, I messed up your pronouns. It's such a bad thing. It's not like it's your
It's not a big
fault
deal.
for
It's not a
turning
big
into
deal. Yeah, it's your fault
it's your
for.
fault for turning into a girl. So people are if you have more male looks than feminine, people are gonna
Yeah.
call you a guy and not a girl. Like, shave your beard, grow out your
Okay,
hair,
let me put it
wear
this way.
different
Let me put it this
clothes.
way so people can understand where we're coming from. If you have a guy that is wanting to be a girl and they are in blue jeans, white shirt, and they are saying that they want to be a girl, right? On the other end,
Yeah.
they have a guy that's in a dress and is actually already a transitioned girl. Okay?
Yeah, like
How are
surgery.
we, with how confusing things are now, how are we
Yeah.
supposed to tell what you are? We're not going to sit there and ask you your pronouns as soon as we walk
Yeah.
up to a person. We're not going to ask you.
It's
We're going to go
not
like,
your
hey, like,
first.
our first reaction as a human is going like, hey, dude. I even go, hey, dudes, as in like, to like even my like friends that are girls. I'll sit there and go like, hey, dude, how you doing?
Yeah, yeah. But like
Like,
on that topic, crap, what was it? Uh, I forgot. You go.
amigo.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, I forgot what I
Uh,
was gonna say.
well, if like it's hard for like I was watching a video and there are gay people that like understand where we're coming from. They understand. You know,
Yeah.
some of them understand what we're talking about, and
And some
there's
get like
some that
rage
just
out. Some rage out.
yeah
It's like,
they just rage out and go
sorry
like you
that.
fuck. Like there was a video of this old man. He was sitting and he was talking
Oops.
to this girl that identified as a guy, and she was wearing black jeans, a sweater, and a mask, and she had puffy hair.
Which
So
that's like
she hasn't transitioned at all. Like there is no
that's
transition.
to put that in perspective. That's like the quote unquote emo girl. Like, it's not
Yeah,
emo, but
yeah.
that's the
That's a
quote
style.
unquote
It's a
emo
style
style.
at that point. It's a
Is
style.
like, it doesn't
Like
look like you're a guy. It just likes a
Mhm.
I'm not trying to be rude, but the emo style for a girl is all black, and then like a lot of girls do puffy
Mhm.
hair with like
Yeah.
emo. I want to say I'm not trying to be rude with that, but I don't care if you're emo. Like you're a person.
Mhm.
I will treat you the same as everyone else, as we've been talking about.
Yeah. I mean, it's a person's a person. You should treat them like a
Yeah.
person. And if you're liberal or Republican, I don't give a shit. I see both points of view as y'all are fucking fucked up for screaming at one each other, you know. While I was
Yeah.
in Florida, I witnessed something, and it hurt me to the point where I thought this world was basically fucked for what it was. Um, in Florida, we saw a guy. He was preaching the Bible. He wasn't doing anything. He was just standing there. We were sitting at a red light, and we saw him preach. And then, as soon as we saw him get done preaching, like he had a group of people there, and they were screaming at him, throwing stuff at him. And as police showed up, they were saying that he was assaulting them and stuff like that. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening in this world?
Yeah, it's like you can't scream at a guy just trying to
Yeah.
spread the word of God. Like if you don't believe in him, I get it, but don't get angry at a priest
Yeah.
doing like it's not
He
his
wasn't even a
job to do
priest. He
that.
was
But
just standing there with the Bible. He was clutching his Bible. People were trying to grab his Bible and like take it away from him
Like,
and shit.
don't mess with people on the streets. You never know what they could be going through. Like maybe
Yeah.
they're going through a rough time trying to help people going through rougher times.
Let me put this in perspective. There's a guy on the street that's holding a sign, and he's a veteran, you know,
Yeah, like
and
you
he's
know
asking for people to support the veterans, you know that.
Yeah.
And you go up to him and scream at him because you hate America and you burn people. I will put it this way, because people are going to fucking yell at me for saying this, but people that burn the flag are fucking idiots. You're going against your own nation. I mean, I understand that it is a form of speech doing that, but it's dumb. Okay, you're showing that you don't support any of the veterans that have fought in the past war, so you can sit there and complain all day. I mean,
yeah, it's
you're
dumb sometimes.
it is. The world is going to shit, and it's my generation that's doing it. And oh, that was fucking rubber band.
Yeah. Ooh.
But I'm sorry to people that think I'm being unfair and just bringing up the bad aspects of like each group. I'm really not.
He's just trying to bring out the most in each group.
I'm trying to tell you what is wrong with the group, not like
trying to tell you, we're basically trying to tell you the negatives and positives, like.
Yes.
But we're trying to. I want to say argue against what we don't like. I'd say more of a argue against for everyone. Argue for everyone, basically. Like get both perspectives. Like neither of us are in the LGBTQ. We're both straight. I think, hopefully.
I'm straight. I'm straight.
Okay,
I hope you're straight too. I mean.
Okay, but yeah, we're both not part of. I mean, if you count straight as LGBTQ, then yes, but we're both straight.
I would not because I don't want.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
To do with that because it is. I will put it this way: it is a fucking cult. I'm sorry, it is.
Basically,
if you are sitting there spouting that you are part of LGBTQ and you're like, are you gay? Are you lesbian? What are you? I don't give a shit.
Like,
okay.
Like I get gay, bi, and les, but I don't get like pan and asexual. Like that's just going a little too far.
I think asexual is just people that don't like anybody.
Well, I guess I kind of get yeah, because it's basically like science term. It's like plants. It's like asexual. Like they breed with themselves basically, but science stuff. But like I don't get like all the pan like bruh, like the weird. It's weird names. Plus, like it doesn't make any sense. Like I get liking your gender or liking both, but I don't get like all these other ones. Like you
Okay,
you can be like there's sexual. Isn't there sexuality to like basically be in a triangle relationship? Like
I think that's bi.
no, bi is liking
But
both
yeah,
genders.
like in both genders.
I'm pretty sure there's a certain gender only for like a love triangle.
I think that's just called a love triangle.
I don't know. No, I swear there's something like that.
Open. That's
Or
an open relationship. I'll tell you that.
yeah, I don't know. It's just I swear there was some sexuality like that. Oh, that's sad. But we're just basically, as I was saying, trying to get both perspectives, even though neither of us are in either perspective. Like we
Yeah.
have, I'd say ex friends that I mean I still kind of talk to them. Blake's ex friends, like most of
Definitely
them
ex-friends
are
there.
yeah. Most of them are in the LGBTQ. I mean, except for one, Alex. He's still our friend, but like
Anybody
he's
though?
a no. I'm pretty sure he's a she, but we still call him a he, and he's completely fine with it. Like
Yeah, he
that's the
doesn't care.
LGBTQ. That's the LGBTQ people I like. It's like the ones that don't get offended. Like
Yeah,
they're like,
like
it's fine.
he doesn't care because it's stuff that he just keeps to himself, you know?
Yeah, like
He's
he doesn't
not
go out to the world and be like, I'm gay. Like, don't like call me this. Like you
I'm
have
gay,
to. Like,
abba dee, abba da.
okay, okay, okay.
Sorry, I came up and I'm like, ah shit, I gotta say it now.
And then what were the other ones we were talking about?
Pansexuals. I think
No, like other than gays. What were the other topics?
I think it was shit.
What did we start this topic on? I forgot.
Treating people how they should be treated.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was bullied most of my 8th grade year, so that's why that came up. So, like, it's really not right to treat people like that unless, like, they did something completely wrong, but it's still not right at that point.
It's okay. Let me put it in perspective, and this is going to go on the extreme side, and I'm going to tell you already, like right now, it's on the extreme side of what I'm about to say. And this is going to talk about like the prison aspect of our nation and how pedophiles are just treated in prison, and I completely agree with it. Whenever a pedophile goes to prison, there is like that. There's an entire group that checks. You know, they check them. You know, and if they like, I think they always check papers, and if they're a pedophile, they legit are like gonna be treated the worst there. Because
Which
all
makes
the
sense because
prisoners are gonna fucking beat their
they're
asses
doing
up.
stuff to children. Like, that's
Uh-huh.
not right. Like, why would you? What goes through your mind to be like, dude, that children look sexy. I'm gonna fuck them. Or like on the
I
terms
don't
of
even
that.
think it's that. I think they just do it, which is worse. I think.
Yeah. Even thinking like a 42-year-old dude, like, I don't know if you know who, his name's like Paul something on TikTok,
Yeah.
and I was watching this video today, and he's from the UK, and the age limit thingy, ours is 18, theirs is like 16 or something,
Yeah.
and this dude was 42 and got a 17-year-old pregnant, and I was watching Charlie Moist Critical, also known as Penguin Zero on YouTube, if you want to know. Whoops. He was reacting to Oompaville on YouTube, reacting to Paul something, and this dude's 42, got a 17-year-old pregnant, but he thinks it was okay, since that was the limit in the UK. But really, Charlie had people in his chat saying like, I'm from the UK, it's still wrong. Like, that's like almost a 30-year-old. That's almost a 30-year age difference. Like, and the girl was fine with it, completely fine with it. I get if the girl's fine with it, but like I don't get it, cause that's almost pedo, like of the
Yeah.
like
Well, I
it
mean,
won't count as pedo in
there's different
UK.
ways I could see someone like accidentally, you know, like they're, and
Yeah,
I
like
do agree it's wrong, but okay, let me put it this way. We used to have a teacher um, at our school. I'm going to not move my car real quick, uh, but he he was a band teacher, right? And
mm,
we had like some of these chicks that were whores, and
oh,
they would go and seduce him. They seduced him, like,
with
and
his permission or without?
like he was an average teacher, like normally teaching, and then they just started seducing him, and like,
Was he at least hot?
well, I mean,
No,
it
I'm
was,
playing. That's not.
like,
It's not right to do that
it
either
doesn't
way.
matter. Uh, like, they just they were just seducing him, and so when like a girl seduces someone, that's different, you know.
Yeah,
It's
because
weird.
I bet most people probably think, oh yeah, that's okay. It's a girl. Like
Yeah.
that's
Well, hold
that's
on, let
probably
me put
what
it
went
in
through their mind.
perspective.
Like it's okay.
Josh,
You go.
if a girl was seducing you, would you not think she was hot? Like,
It depends. Like
if she was hot and she was seducing you, wouldn't you think it was like a dream come true?
it would be, but at the same time, I'd probably
Uh-huh.
be like, it's wrong. Like, okay. If she was my age, older or younger, like, what am I thinking? Like, am I old?
Your
Like,
age, your age, your age.
um, if like I thought she was hot and she started seducing me, I'd be like, yeah, this is really nice. But like at the same time, I'd try to get her off because
Mm-hmm.
it's not right.
But
Especially her being like a
what would you
whore or a
think
hoe.
in that moment? Like, if you
I
didn't know that
would,
she was a whore or a hoe, what would you think?
uh,
Like, she was
honestly,
super
I don't
hot,
know.
you know, like,
Whoops.
you just don't know.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
like the two
that's how
things.
majority of people, like, I was reading on nice bench.
Let's go.
There,
Okay.
like, some, like, people don't understand how when you're divorced, or like when you're out of a marriage and you
Hmm.
have no one to do the dirty with,
Yeah.
you're deprived of that, and you, how do I put it?
You basically want it.
You want it, and
Like
then when
to
you
not put it in
you have
sexual terms, you want it.
yeah, you want it, and you have a girl there that's seducing you, and she's acting hot, and she's like, you know
Yeah.
what seducing
Yeah,
is.
trying to turn you on,
Yeah,
basically.
trying to turn you on the entire time, and you know you can't stop it. It's a body reaction, you
Yeah,
know.
and I bet you, what was going through his mind, he was either liking it or he wanted to stop it, but
He
realized
wanted to, yeah,
if he physically pushes her off, she will probably report him. So
yeah,
there was like nothing
absolutely.
he could do there.
It's nothing that he could do that could help his situation,
Yeah,
you know.
he had to either take it through or most likely get fired
Yeah,
for her
which he
lying.
ended up leaving, but about a year later, he ended up, like, after the girl turned 18, she hit him up again, and they ended up dating for a while. And it's like I understand he was like in his 20s.
Okay, so he's like fresh out of college.
Yeah, he's fresh out of college, and like it was completely understandable. But also imagine if like a girl was sitting there seducing like maybe a 40-year-old that's hasn't had a marriage or any sex in like 10 to 20 years, and he, like, she's trying to get a good grade, and so she's like,
Hmm.
I'll do the dirty for a good grade, you know,
Yeah.
which,
Which if she tells you what she
yeah,
wants, try to deny it in like a polite, but like you could get in trouble kind
Yeah.
of polite way. Don't be like, don't agree with it. Don't
I feel like we're gonna get
like.
fucking blasted on this topic
Well,
for
it's
justification of
like
this.
it's not pedophilia. I mean, it
Yeah,
kind of is. I
it is
wouldn't,
pedophilia.
cause I mean, he went with it, and he
Mhm.
most likely liked it. I don't know what's going on through his brain, but they dated at the end. But so
Yeah.
I'm guessing he most likely liked it. So I I would technically count that as a count of pedophilia.
Well, I mean, it. What I'm saying, it's not really his fault, you know,
Yeah,
because the girl
because he
is
got
seducing
seduced.
him. Yeah, the girl is seducing him. Whenever someone is seducing you, and
You, yeah.
let's say that someone's drunk, right? They're drunk
Hmm.
and they meet a girl on the street and she's seducing you. You ain't got enough brain cells to make
Yeah.
make yourself work nonetheless your fucking body control, you
Which
know?
that's a good example because if you're like in the midst of like a 9 to 5 job like a band teacher, if you're in that, it's basically a drunk brain right now. Especially
Yeah.
like depends when it is because you don't know what
Mhm.
to do or what's going on. It's
Mhm.
basically like you're in a
Exactly.
drunk mind.
And when people when people report being like getting raped and whatnot, I always think it's dumb because are they like getting a whole? Do they have like security footage of like them picking them
Yeah, like
up or like what?
which he most likely did. Maybe
Yeah.
it depends.
Which I mean, he in this case he wasn't reported of rape or anything like that. He like they
Because
actually.
he
I
got
think they're
seduced.
married now. I think they're married now. This
Nah,
is
that's wrong.
no. I think
Well,
they're
it's
married.
not.
Because she's past the age of 18. You know, he was fresh out of college. It was like I think it's fine now. You know,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like,
especially since he was
first of
like
all,
in his 20s. There might be maybe an 8 to 7 year difference there.
that's still very wrong.
Well, hold on. Let me think. Let me put this in your brain. How old is your mother compared to your father?
Uh,
10 to
that's a
1,
good.
there's a 5 year difference. 10 to 1, there's a 5 year difference.
More than that, buddy.
Way
It's
more
like a
than that.
10.
See what
It's
I
like a
mean?
10-ish.
See what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Now
okay.
imagine,
I
now
was.
imagine if they got together when she was in high school. What do you think then?
Well, it's like high school. I mean, if
It's
was he
wrong
a
in
high
a
school band
sense,
teacher?
yes. Yeah, he was a high school teacher.
I'm saying like, what I'm trying to get at right now is that I mean, fuck, what was I gonna say? I kind of have the same case of this sort of, but it was the other way around. It was the teacher not seducing, but whoa, physically touching the girls,
Mm,
and we were in, I think,
yeah.
6th grade. I'm gonna call him Mr. A for now. That's not even
Mm,
close to his name, so I'm gonna call him that. But basically, Mr. A was he was a substitute, a very often substitute, and so for 6th grade, we had a lot of missing teachers because a lot of them were
yeah.
getting pregnant for absolutely no reason, and so
Well,
he was
maybe he
there a
was
lot.
a sub.
No, 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 it wasn't him. It wasn't him. But he was touching girls like in a wrong way. I want to say seducing, but like
That's
uh
not seducing.
rubbing like
That's just
rubbing
being a pervert.
rubbing against the shoulders and like being right next to him and like basically kissing distance almost. Like he was getting real close, like
That's just
close in comfort. And
being
he
a
had a wife.
pervert.
He had a wife at this
Yeah.
time.
See, that
I
is
don't
a
know.
pervert. That is a pervert. There's
Yeah,
something
yeah, yeah.
mentally wrong with them at that point.
Yeah, and so basically Mr. A got there was like 10, at least 10 people that
Mm,
reported him all together.
yeah.
And so he had to move from where we are all the way to Florida because we're surprised he didn't get like jail time or community service because he was doing that for like years, but apparently like no one reported him. Peer pressure or something probably. And we reported him,
No.
and he moved all the way to Florida, which
Yeah.
is across the
That
U.S. for
actually
us.
tells you how guilty he was.
Like he knew he did. I'm pretty sure he knew he did something wrong, and so I hope he changed. I knew his wife. I don't know how I knew her, but me and his wife were pretty close friends.
Mm-hmm.
It was like family or something. Not family, actually. No, I take that back. I think
At that point.
uh, it was one of my friend's grandmas or something, and I don't know. We were just really close, but she felt really bad. Like I don't think she knew this was going on, which of course I don't think you want to tell your wife what you're doing
that
to
you're
10-year-olds.
touching fucking 10-year-olds. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, that's you probably don't
See,
want to tell your wife.
that's different. That is
And he's
so
like
different. Okay,
he was like
whenever
70. He was like 70.
okay, if you're above the age of 18 and you're touching 10-year-olds, that is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which is only 8-year difference, so it doesn't seem as bad like when you're an adult. But when you're in
Yeah.
high school and you're touching a middle schooler, it seems so weird. But it's like so common nowadays. Like no one's marrying like their
generation.
quote unquote generation basically, or like a
It's
10-year
always
difference.
been that way, though. That has always been the case, but they've always waited. A normal person waits until they're 18. I'm sorry.
Or
Normal
like,
person waits until they're
I know
18.
a lot of people that will contact like when they're like 20 and 17 or like, you know, something like that. And
Thanks.
they'll talk, but they won't date
Yeah.
because they know it's wrong. Like they know it's
Yeah.
legally wrong. Then there's the people that do date and could get reported.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I feel like if you're dating, I think that's fine, but just don't do any sex. Don't.
Yeah,
don't-
'cause
don't sex.
You don't want that 30-year-old cock in you.
Not,
you're
not
18.
not while you're underage.
All
you
I'm
don't
saying
want no kids while you're underage.
is I've been told my entire life, be safe, like do safe sex, and don't have kids until 25. Because live your life a little bit. Like,
Yeah, you.
please.
I,
I'm telling this to
believe-
everyone.
I so
Like-
believe. I completely believe it.
Oh, you bitch. But I've been told by my aunt is, 2 rules when I grow older. Live your life and do safe sex. If you're gonna do it before you're 25, use condoms. Like,
Yeah.
I know it sounds like I'm a parent, but just do it. Like, it'll save a lot of parent problems with
Yeah.
the girl.
Okay.
Cause
I'll put it this way: you do not want to play with fucking child support, dude.
yeah,
You don't want to play with child support. And women, it could happen to y'all too. Okay, y'all could have to pay child support sometimes. Majority of the time
Even-
it's the man, but like
even it's the
sometimes.
other way around. Like, if you're a girl and you're doing a guy before you're 25, like, trust me, you're going to regret it. And your parents, mostly, they're either try to support you even though they don't like it, or they will be like abortion or adoption. Like, they will not let you keep the
Another
child
thing,
because they don't want to
can't-
pay for
I can't
children.
stand abortions, but also in
Yeah.
certain cases, I understand why it is needed. You know, there
Yeah.
are certain things that kind of have to, like, if you get raped, I completely
Yeah.
suggest getting fucking
Like,
aborted.
you don't want a random person's
Yeah.
child in you.
Yeah, you don't want a random ass person's child.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still your child because
But-
it's half of you. It is.
Yeah, but
half
a
of you.
random guy
Yeah, a
is
random guy.
the other half.
I understand that the guy that raped you is like half of that child, but also it's also half of you. I want you to sit there and think: are you willing to give up that child?
Yeah, are you
for-
willing to tell like your future husband or boyfriend that
Yeah.
you have a child that you don't even know who the father is because you got raped? Like, are you willing to tell that story a day? I mean, I get like maybe you've been wanting a child and it just happened from a random person, but don't let that thought overcome. You don't know who the father is. Like,
Yeah. Also, if you have enough faith to support yourself and also support I need you to sit down before you have a child or have sex. I want you to sit down, tally up, look up the price of diapers every month. Like, actually, I think it's every 4 weeks, which is a month. I want you to write down how much diapers would be, how much baby formula would be, how much college would be, how much things are, and I want you to sit there and go like, can I support myself and this child?
Yeah, like,
I
you
want
know
you
what
to
your
do that.
parents had to go through. Do you want to go through that at a young age? Like, my parents waited years until they had me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I am 14. My parents are like 50, almost 60, and like 40, almost 50.
Ooh, shit. My
So
my
they waited, dude. Like that's how you
yeah.
know they knew what they were doing.
Wait,
But my
your
brothers,
mother's my Mimi's age. Wait, hold on. How old is your mother?
I want to say 40, almost 50.
40, almost 50. Okay, never mind. Mimi's around her 60s.
Okay, so around the same age as my dad.
Yeah.
Like, and this is a very rare occurrence that your parents are this old.
Mhm.
Like nowadays, you see a lot of like 30, 25-ish year old parents with like 8-year-old children, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
My sister, she was she was real young. She was underage whenever she had her first child. Antoine, his name is. He, which she's a white kid, and she got in the wrong crowd. And
Yeah.
and I mean wrong crowd as in like, I'm pretty sure she may have got gangbanged.
Yeah, which is another thing that occurs nowadays, like a lot,
Mm,
is like if you're friends with a lot of guys,
mm,
get some girls in there, cause like you never know what's gonna happen to you. Like you want people by your side, like always. You want
you need
you
other
want the
girls
same
too.
gender with you, so like they can help you get out of this. Whoops.
Mm,
But
yeah.
like I don't know. Plus, you never know. Like if you get gangbanged, that's that's two people that could be the father. Like
Yep.
that's when that's when I say is like the best option to get an abortion because
Oh, absolutely.
because
If
like you don't want the unknown father and you have two
Mhm.
options.
Which I can understand some people that can't afford to have a child yet, but also
Yeah.
if you can't afford to have a child yet and you end up getting pregnant, I don't think you need to have an abortion. I think you need to rethink your finances at that
Yeah,
point.
you might just. It's probably best
You
to do an adoption because if you know the parents or the people
mhm.
that adopt them, you can go see the child at
Well,
least.
not even that. If you are planning to keep the child as like, if you don't want to adopt, I think the best course of action is, and yes, I held you down,
Yeah.
is to literally rethink your finances. If you're sitting there with 15 subscriptions, one to Netflix, one to fucking Hulu, one to fucking
Like
Disney
you're
Plus, one to
all I'm
fucking
saying
Spotify,
is think about what your
like,
child's going to watch. So get rid
yeah,
of Hulu because
get
your child will
get.
watch YouTube and Netflix because of all the kid shows
I
on there.
really think the first few years of their life they don't need to watch anything. They really don't.
Honestly, you can just turn on your own show. Like get rid of Hulu. Like I get a lot of people watch it,
I would
but like
turn on fucking Blue's Clues.
yeah, like Blue's Clues, like
Something like old that doesn't have any like agenda to it.
Like, honestly, I put on SpongeBob. I'd watch it for myself and the children.
Hmm.
Like, the
Yeah,
child. Like, I
SpongeBob.
will
I
have
sat
fun
down
watching
multiple
SpongeBob.
times watching SpongeBob. Oh my god. Now I'm thinking I'm a child. Oh my
Even,
god.
even, Bluey. Bluey. I'm fine with
Uh,
watching Bluey. Like, it's actually a pretty entertaining show.
Now I
Because
gotta
I,
be
I have
honest.
nieces
There are
that are...
some shows I think you should like check before you let your child
Yeah, because, like, you
watch.
wanna...
Do you know
Yeah,
The
you wanna
Water
make sure.
Horse?
Nope.
That one movie called The Water Horse.
Mm-mm.
Oh shit. It's I guess it's a Scottish movie. It's just that it scarred me as a child because I mean it's a normal show. It's like this kid that raises a fucking Nessie, Nessie type thing.
Yeah.
Or you know, and they call it the water horse in the movie. It's just whatever. But it's like the fact that it looked weird just by itself
Yeah,
Like,
you want a good animated show also. You don't want like
yeah.
a weird, creepy looking animation that like you don't even think would be good. Like if you have to be like, is this okay? Let me double check. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Just don't. Like
No.
all I'm saying
I
is if you're gonna upload this, right? Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna upload
So
it.
what I'm saying is if you're at the age and like you have a child that like say you're lucky, not really lucky enough to see this, but I'm saying like if you see this and you like as we're speaking have a child that you don't want or do want but you don't have the finances, just like the shows you watched as a kid, basically pull those up. If you liked them as a kid, pull those up. Like and if you see shows like I said, I recommend Bluey and SpongeBob. Like most
Well,
people like SpongeBob. If you don't, you're crazy. But
whenever I was saying like finances, I was talking about like the subscriptions.
yeah,
If
yeah,
you
yeah,
go and get coffee every day, buy a coffee maker.
yeah. Like honestly, that's
You need to minimize the most cost as possible.
yeah. And if you
Start making
like
food at home, or you know,
yeah.
like going out to eat. Don't do that no more. You need to food at home.
Like you wanna have the child. You wanna make sure it's a good taking care of child, and you wanna make sure that it has the best childhood. So cut off like kind of help the baby and help yourself at the same time. Just don't pleasure yourself more than the baby, and don't spoil the baby either because you realize in the end
Well,
that
there's
it's gonna screw you over
yeah.
if you spend too much money on the baby.
Well, here's the thing. Also, whenever you're an adult, you're that child has its life in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
You need to put that child first, no matter what. You need to think of their development. You need to think of what they're gonna do in the future. You know.
Yeah.
I had spikes and that did nothing.
I rammed into you.
No, like I still had spikes afterwards.
Oh.
Like right there at spikes and it didn't even attack.
Yeah. But yeah, like Blake is saying, just manage finances and just
Like
like
I'm not even gonna be like the best parent. Nobody is gonna be the best parent. There's always mistakes that you're gonna make.
like the child will
you
say
need
you
to-
are the best parent, but like you'll never be the best, but you'll be the best too. Like try to be the best for them.
Yeah. I mean,
Try to make them happy. Try to make yourself happy with them.
make it to where they can make their own decisions.
Yeah.
You
like,
don't want them to be controlled by their peers or anything like that.
yeah.
I was raised by my grandmother. She had 7 to 10 kids of experience before me. I'm the youngest out of all of them.
Yeah.
Okay? And I was raised to think for myself and to hold myself higher or to a higher position than normal people, to where I want to treat other people the way I want to be treated, and also to keep in mind that I need to set an example for those that mess up, you know.
Yeah. And speaking of parent, okay, wait, no, you finish.
Well,
I didn't realize you
you
were
go
going.
ahead. You go ahead.
Right, but basically, like I was saying, like, I want to basically be like a parent like my dad is, because, I mean, he raised me and my brother. Like, he wasn't a single parent, but he was divorced, and he was dating my stepmom, and so he raised me and my brother without our biological mom, and I didn't know her until I was like 9, and I'm 14, so I've only known her for a couple years, and so I didn't know her, so I was raised by my dad, and basically what my dad was like, what I learned throughout my childhood is like, you gotta make your own decisions, you gotta do everything, you gotta basically kind of fend for yourself, like in the times that are hard, you gotta put other people, like, you gotta make sure they're fine, but also make sure you're fine at the same time. Don't put people before yourself sometimes, like.
Hey guys, I just wanted to tell you I am This is me after the recording. I cannot stress this enough. Um, the rest of the recording is going to be in part 2. Go check that out. Me and Josh said a lot of things that are controversial, and this is just our opinion, and it's only what we think. And if you don't support our opinion, that's fine too. It's none of your business, and it's none of ours what you think. But please leave a like, subscribe if you want more, and I love you guys. Y'all help out the channel so much. And this podcast is gonna be on every Friday at I guess at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So bye guys, love y'all.